Hey, vinyl community, how's it going? It's Craig in the spirit of vinyl. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Well, there's been a thread going around I'm going to jump on. This is for Jack at the Vinyl Martini. He did a thread about 10 records in his collection that he hasn't listened to in years. So, when he did his, he was showing records that he hasn't listened to in like 30 years or whatever. And then I saw Steve at A is for Alice do the same thing, and he kind of went at it as like, I own these albums and these albums suck, so I haven't listened to them in years. And then I watched Anthony's get on this thread from Anthony Gambler, and his was more like, oh, I don't listen to this because I like the greatest hits of this band or whatever. Well, I'm going to go out about it just a little different, kind of the same thing. As for albums I haven't listened to in years and forever and ever, that's kind of hard for me. I listen to music all the time, and my collection isn't huge, so I don't have those things. I also don't have a ton of records I've had for 30 or 40 years, and a lot of those that I do, I still listen to. So, but basically, I kind of went back to bands that I bought or I have that I used to listen to a lot that I haven't listened to in a while. You know, you'll see kind of what's going on here. So, like I said, this is for Jack. Jack, hope your surgery went well. Hope you're doing good. All right, so first I'm going to talk about, let's do this, Def Leppard's On Through the Night. I haven't listened to this album probably in a year and a half or better. And the main reason why is it's not that it's not a good album. It's just if I'm listening to Def Leppard, I tend to go for High and Dry. Honestly, that's really my favorite. I have that and Pyromania. I don't have that's all I have when it comes to Def Leppard is this, High and Dry and Pyromania. I tend to go for High and Dry and Pyromania more than going for this. So I haven't listened to this one in a long time. Here's another one I've probably only played like twice since I've had it. This was one that was found in my dumpster find, Helix Walking the Razor's Edge. It's not that it's not a good album, it's just when it comes to this era of music, I don't think about these guys that often. I tend to, if I'm in the mood for this era of music, I tend to lean towards Rat and Motley Crue and Cinderella and stuff like that, and Helix doesn't really, I forget I have it more than anything else. It's got some cool songs on it, but I haven't played this in a while, and that's more why than anything else. Alright, Keel, The Final Frontier. I probably haven't played this in 2 years or better. I bought this record and I bought their Right to Rock album. More nostalgia, the Right to Rock album was great, so I bought it, and I haven't listened to that in a long time, but I've listened to it since I've listened to this. And then, I'm at the record store and I see this one, I buy the second Kill album, and it's okay. And I think, I bought the Kill record more because I really dug the Right to Rock when I was 14 or 15 years old or whatever. And now, being older, taste changing, that's good for nostalgia, but this one is not the one I would go for. I'm going to listen to Keel, I'm going to listen to Right to Rock. Same reason, Loudness, Thunder in the East. I bought this for the same reason I bought the Keel records, because it was an album that I really liked when I was younger. And this is the one with Rock and Roll Crazy Nights on it, and I bought it, and it's a good record. I just don't play it because, like I said, when I forget I have it. I tend to lean towards the other more popular stuff, I guess you'd say, from that era. So, all right, this one here, Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears. To me, this was sort of the end of Ozzy, the beginning of the end of Ozzy. I really don't listen to anything after this. Honestly, maybe the next record, which I don't own, I'd probably buy the one with Crazy Babies on it, or is that this one? Yeah, no, the one with Crazy Babies is the next one. I can't remember what that album is called. Anyway, Ozzy, this was a gift from my wife, for my birthday or for Father's Day or something, and it's a good record. I just don't go to this one that often, I tend to lean towards more Black Sabbath and, Bark at the Moon and Blizzard of Oz and all that early classic stuff rather than this, So, it doesn't get played very often. Here's another one. Quiet Riot, Metal Health. I bought because of what it is. It is the album that started that 80s metal revolution, I guess you'd say. And this is a good record. I just don't listen to it that often. It's the only Quiet Riot record I have. I was never a huge fan of Quiet Riot. I did love this record back in the day when I was, 13 or 14 years old. And I just don't go back to this one very often either. Same thing with this band here, Tesla, Mechanical Resonance. This is a great album. It's got Modern Day Cowboy and all that on there. I forget about it and I just don't go back to it. I bought it because of the record that it was. It's a great record. It has really cool songs on it. And I don't know why I don't listen to it more often. It's actually a good record. I just don't lean into Tesla, I guess. So I could have pulled out many other. Here's another one, same thing. Vinnie Vincent Invasion. This is the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion album that came out right after he left Kiss. And this is a very cool 80s rock record. Let's see who's on this. It's not Mark Slaughter. He's not on there yet. I don't know. Anyway, Dana Strum. It's good. I listened to it. I bought it for nostalgia. I bought it because, it's Vinnie Vincent and his involvement in Kiss is the reason I bought it the first time when I was 16 years old. So when I saw it, I bought it again, and I've listened to it a couple of times, but it's probably been well over a year or longer since I've listened to that. Zappa, Live in New York. This is another one that was found in my dumpster find. I played this album once, and man, I don't like this at all. So this is one of those, I don't know if I'll ever play this again. I played it once, it was Zappa. I kept it because it was Zappa, thinking, oh, it's Zappa. Everybody talks about Zappa like he's some sort of genius of some kind. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This, to me, I don't know what this is. Some sort of weird fucking fusion jazz bullshit. I don't know. Probably never play it again. But also, can I get rid of it? I don't know. Is it worth my time trying to sell? Because I know these are pricey to buy them. So, I don't know what to do with it. But I've listened to it one time, 3 years ago. Haven't played it since. Now the record in my collection that I probably had the longest, that I haven't listened to in the longest. Peter Criss, Let Me Rock You, solo album after he left Kiss. I want to say this is his second solo album. I bought this back. I've had this since, I don't know, the early 80s. I want to say this is also, this is a Netherlands copy because I think this is his second solo album. His first one sold so bad, they didn't even really release this in America until later. It was released in Europe. I probably played it one time in my whole life, and I bet I've had this record for 40 years or longer, and it hasn't seen a needle since then. And I honestly can't see myself listening to it again, and the only reason I keep it is because it's Peter Criss. That's the only reason I bought it, because it was Peter Criss. I remember playing this when I was in high school thinking, okay, this is not what I was expecting at all from Peter Criss. What did I know? A young dumb kid. Just like, oh, there's a Peter Criss solo record. Let's buy it. It's got to sound like Kiss. No, it does not. So, So I couldn't tell you what this record sounds like, honestly. I have a picture in my mind of what it sounds like, but I probably hasn't hit the needle since I was 15 years old. So, all right, there's my 10 records I haven't listened to in a long time for Jack at the Final Martini. I'll put a link down below for his. Go check it out. Jack's a hell of a nice guy. So, that's it. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for putting this out there. This has been fun. Took me a few days to figure out what the hell to do. I changed my list 9 times. So I could have put a whole bunch of other bands on there, but I just had to settle and just do it. So, all right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.